How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Master Beer Reviews. Back with another review. A little bit of Imperial hopeful IPA goodness in the form of Commonwealth Brewing Company's Guanabana Crème. Yeah, this can comes courtesy of Ryan. Thank you very much, Ryan. He sent me off a couple beer mails, and a good portion of them have been Commonwealth beers, and it's kind of cool to get a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of shock and awe footprint of a brewery I've never had anything from. So the first beer mail he ever sent me was more kind of barrel aged stuff from down there, kind of ale works, stuff like that. Second one was all Commonwealth beers. This last one he sent was 3 out of the 4 beers were Commonwealth. So thank you very much, dude. Super appreciative. Now here, let's talk about it. Guanabana. I don't know what the fuck that is. I've never had it before. I couldn't tell you what it tastes like. I assume it's fruit. Here it says it's a Guanabana and apricot double IPA. Now, okay, so apricots are in there. It says Crème on there, so I assume there's lactose in there, but we're going into it assuming but not assuming, and I assume Guanabana is some kind of fruit. Apricot, can't even say the word correctly, combined with Guanabana, which I honestly might be butchering that. I have no idea. Probably a tropical fruit, since I've never heard of it before. So how about I stop yammering and yammer more about this? 9.8% alcohol by volume, and it was canned on, they don't date their cans, but it's got to be fresh. Let's put it that way. It is 11/15/2017, and label-wise, it's cool. So, it's this kind of abstract can. They throw a sticker on it. Done and done. So, man, kind of stumbled through that whole opening, but we'll just have to stumble through the beer now. So, let's give it a pour, see what she's got. Pretty clear stuff. In the world of hazy IPAs, those clear ones stand alone. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Anyway, pinky finger, under pinky finger white as white could be head. Not really creamy, not rocky. Pretty tight, compact bubbles to her. It's a soft haze. She is 9 and change. What did I say? 9.8%. I think I said ABV wise in this. Come on, buddy. Yeah, 9.8. It's right in the middle. It's got this kind of delicate look to it. It's got a soft golden haze to her. Very soft carbonation. It looks like a much lighter, much more delicate beer than it actually is. So, it can come off that way taste too and be more of a roofie in a glass, but we'll find out. So, does she look like a big double, if not triple IPA? In today's day and world, it could be pitch black and that could be normal. So, anyway, let's get a nose on her. I'm getting that kind of stone fruitiness that's very subtle, not overtly sweet, but that sweetness is kind of candy-like. I'm getting tons of Guanabana on it. I can't even tell you how much I'm getting. I have no idea what that smells like. I'm getting like a generic tropical fruit, a little bit of stone fruit on it. I'm not really getting any kind of lactose on there, so if there is lactose in here, that whole creme thing is making me think that. I'm not really getting it much in the nose. A little bit of evaporative alcohol, and that'd be that. The nose comes off small, comes off gentle, comes off, while impactful, it's not, it's more thin, and you expect these kind of higher ABV hop-forward beers, which I assume this is based off of what they're trying to say it is fruit-forward-wise on the can. It's delicate. It looks delicate, smells delicate. Let's just taste it. See if it tastes delicate. Cheers. She's just kind of candied, fruited candies. A little bit redundant, but I'll get there eventually. We'll wrap it into something that makes sense. She's got a nice mouthfeel to it, nothing too crazy. There's a soft kind of greeny bitterness kind of floating around the whole thing, but it's not aggressive at all. And it's kind of in the edges. Nothing too overt, nothing too out of balance. Sweetness is nice. It's candied, but it's not overly sweet. Another fruit. Like I said, it's more of a generic tropical fruit to me. Is that what Guanabana tastes like? I have no idea. It's a generic kind of tropical fruit. A little bit of kind of candied stone fruit in there. And by candies, I guess you would say when I said that earlier. This reminds me 100% of those grandma jelly candy things. Remember, you used to go to Nana's house, and then she had all those candies that were like the cherry, strawberry looked like a strawberry, and then the peach looked like a peach, and it was like that weird kind of white with kind of colored wrapping, and you kind of unwrap it, and half the time it was actually like stuck to the wrapper itself because it melted, and because grandma didn't want to use air conditioning and spend money or whatever, so the candy would get like way too hot and then way too cold and way too hot and way too cold, and then that candy kind of stick to the wrapper, and you peel it off, and it still has some of the wrapper attached to it, and you go to suck on it, and then you realize there's like this jelly candy center to this hard candy thing. That's kind of what this tastes like. It tastes like that old grandma candy jelly center thing going on. And the candy would kind of cut the roof of your mouth when you'd suck on it a little bit. You'd be like, I'll suck on it, and I won't chew on it. And then it would like get to a point where the jelly would come through, but then you'd cut the roof of your mouth, and you'd basically just destroy the shit out of your mouth, and it would suck. But you keep eating them because it was the only candy available in this grandma's house, so you just wanted to do whatever you wanted to do to get candy in your mouth. At least that's what it was. When I was a kid, that's what I'm getting here. It's memories. It's childhood. It's making me think of that. It's making me think of those candies that Grandma used to have. That's a good thing. Memories are triggered by a lot of different things in life. And for me to go to that specific realm of going to my Nana's house and where she lived in her kind of retirement community and kind of eating those candies and listening to her television way too loud is just super fun. So I'm going to like this beer just because it elicits that specific memory from me. Will you like it? It depends on what you're looking for. In this day and age, that kind of led us off saying this, of these kind of super hazy New England style IPA things, these are the beers that are kind of the outliers. Sometimes that can be a good thing. Sometimes it can be a bad thing. I think it's a good thing in this sense. You get this soft kind of graininess on there. You get this balance from that kind of graininess to that sweetness of that candy thing, but like I said, even though it's coming off candy, it's not coming off overtly sweet. There's a subtle kind of alcohol evaporation thing to it, but not necessarily a heat thing, so you're drinking a higher ABV beer. It's tasty. It's delicious. It's bringing me those memories, which I covet. My biggest knock is that it's 10% alcohol. This is a big, huge beer, and it could get dangerous really quick. This is something I'd probably want to split with a couple of people, but this one's going to my dome. But yeah, it's just a higher ABV on this. You'd want to see this beer 2-3 points lower ABV-wise at this kind of flavor profile. But at the same time, all the ABVs aside, I dig it because it's making me think of Grandma. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better triple IPAs, I guess you'd say, at this ABV? I guess that's where we're kind of flirting that I've had as of late. Is it one of the best? No. Is it one of the more pleasing, interesting? Yeah, because it makes me think of those old candies my grandma used to have in her house. That in and of itself is worth a drink. Value and availability, no idea. It was given to me by Ryan, so maybe somebody can chime in, maybe Ryan himself, and just leave you with, if you like what way you like this. If you like Guanabana, which I have no idea what that tastes like, so if you like that, it probably is in here because it's in the name. If you like this kind of subtle candied fruited notes that I talked about, and more specifically those grandma candies, the hard candy with the little jelly inside with the fucking fruited wrapper, if that's your jam, if you like that, actually they're pretty horrible candies, but you like them because of grandma, if that's the same kind of memory you think you might get off of this, you like it because it's fun and it's whimsical and it's grandma candy. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and things. Massive beers all over the internets, social media and stuff. You can find me at a bunch of different places. And there you go. Another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying nice grandma candy beer right now. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.